Hello and welcome back to Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, today we're in a place called Cottered in Hertfordshire, and it's a village hall, the Cottered Village Hall. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much drone footage today, obviously because we're going to go out on a bit of a ride about 11 o'clock with quite a few of us hopefully. So I will have the camera on my chest. I won't film all of it, obviously. I think it's about 35 miles, so you'll be really bored. So I'm just gonna show you around here quickly. This is like a little view on the FZ50, and then I'll see if I can get some little bit of aerial footage to put in. But anyway, let's quickly show you around the Suzuki FZ50. Right, so this is Jean. It's named after my mum. Yeah, I feel like I'm going out with my mum today. Yeah, I had bought it. It was only a one owner. A lady apparently had bought it back in '79 to go out for motorbike rides with her husband. But eventually she gave up, and I think it was about 3 or 4 years later it was just left in the garage. So it did have, down here was probably the worst. It was surface rust on here, which I did paint myself. I painted the mud guards. The wheels were powder coated. I've put this a sort of modern top box on now because I used the original one, which is now on the Banana, the NVT Easy Rider. So it's a 1979. I had some issues to start with it. It turned out to be the carburettor, just one little venturi you couldn't quite get to, which I found later on, which was actually blocking the jet. So that was why we had problems with it. I did in the meantime change it's a brand new old stock vacuum fuel tap. So it's always on. When you do start it, you can put it onto prime to start with, and then you put it back to run, and it just keeps going. The petrol tank was a little bit chipped and bashed. I've powder coated that. So there's a few areas which, like here, which is still original, which I just touched up. This is still original. I was thinking of going to paint these at some stage, and the foot rest bracket was also powder coated, which just made it slightly off colour, but at least it looks okay. So come around this side. What else have I done? Oh yeah, they're new leg shields because they were very scratched. This is powder coated, the crankcase, and that's a two-speed gearbox in there, automatic. It's got 2 centrifugal clutches. Once one has get to a certain speed, it switches over to the second gear. And the only other thing I did do, this was a bit of a mess, so that is powder coated, the cover for the exhaust. Did change the pistons, new pistons and everything in there, new tyres. So really that's about it. So all ready for this little run out today. I'll try and get a little aerial shot of this place, and then the ride out will probably be just on the chest, as obviously I can't film the drone following me with everybody else behind. Well, here we are with the first view. There's obviously Jean, and this is a link. This is Danny from Mopedland. Now this is was displayed at the 1960 show somewhere. It is a 1960, but it was just a prototype. There's only 2 made, and Danny managed to acquire it. So that is very rare. Right. This is Danny, famous for Mopedland, and always been a great help to me. So he's just going to talk about his links, and as I mentioned before, it is very rare. It's a prototype. So I'll hand you over to Danny.
Hi folks, this is an Ellswick Hopper Lynx. It was made by Ellswick Hopper, and they produced it at the 1960 November Earls Court Motorcycle Show. showed them at the show, and it never went into production. So there's 2 of them made. The other one's in Barton Museum. When I got the bike, it was incomplete from a chap called Ken Waller. There was no rear sprocket, the engine was seized, no side panels, no rear number plate, and I had to make a lot of bits to be able to fix it up. Had to make the exhaust as well, that was missing. I had to replace the engine, it was so far gone. And it's been rallied in Holland, France, Belgium and across the UK.
Thank you, Danny. Thanks, Danny. That's great. Thank you. Now over here, this is absolutely stunning. This is a Rally RM4, and this has actually just given me the what do you call it? Idea next time to do one. I've always liked the way the tank goes on there, but it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. And here we have a Honda Cub 90. Now my sort of second bike, my dad lent me the money, that was for a Honda Cub 50, but this is the 90.
Let's see if they've got one.
And here we are, this is a Mopedland. The gentleman that's brought it has got a slight problem. Fixes to the back of the camper there.
Alright.
But unfortunately, where it bolts on, forgot one important little thing, the pedal. But hopefully, because some people here now who hopefully have found a pedal for him. Right, there we are. There's the RM4 in front. I've always wanted to do an RM4. I think once I get my finances together, I think that's what we'll be getting next. So don't know the area at all here, but we are going to go for a pub lunch halfway through. And they're pretty good here. They always go as fast as the slowest bike. Lucky I didn't bring the Velo Solic, so that would upset people. Okay, so I'll come back to you a little bit further on in the journey. Now we've got a Danny in front now. That does go quite well, that one. Has to pedal it a little bit on the hills, but he's really tuned it up nicely. You see, it was very slow before, and he's done a lot of upgrades to it. There we go, right out into the open fields here, beautiful. And I forgot to mention the Periwinkle run, which happens every year. I'm not sure the gentleman that arranges it, but it was his dad that ran it for years, and he's taken it over now. His late father unfortunately passed away. But it's called the Periwinkle run because we go past the hill. Nothing to see there really, but there's some old Norman remains of a castle there, a fortification, and it's where the end of the Children's, I believe, end, and it falls away into the Cambridgeshire fens, should we say, yeah, the Cambridgeshire fens. So it's quite a high bit of ground. The RAF have been there as well with some radar stuff, and also before the Normans, the Romans were there. So it's always been a sort of high up fortification looking over the Cambridgeshire fens. Right, well, we just arrived at the Beehive pub. I'm not quite sure where we are though, but it's the Beehive pub. And there we are, down there, all parked up. Yeah, look, even got ducks to join us. So off we go again, after leaving the pub. Now Hertfordshire, as I say, it's got it is lovely countryside. The roads are slightly better than Surrey roads. There are a few potholes you have to watch out for, but generally it's okay. There we go, some lovely village churches. Down to first gear automatically again. Up the second again. Got the Honda 90 in front now. Still don't know where we are, to be honest. She's some high street, but where, who knows. And there we go. Back to the Bridge Hall. Well, here we are. Jean's back in the van. A lovely little run this was, the Periwinkle run, annual run. Touch wood, she performed faultlessly, which is good. So all ready to go home now, just going for a quick drink, and that's it. It was an absolutely lovely day out. So next week, I'm not sure what to do, which one I'll be using. Although actually on next Sunday I'm working, so it may be later on in the week. But this should hopefully be done on the Monday. It's Sunday today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. You take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.